A potentially more transmissible subvariant of the Omicron COVID-19 variant has been detected in the Philippines. A COVID-19 task force advisor is not keen on recommending border closure over monkeypox fears. And the National Wages Productivity Commission approves minimum wage hike in 3 regions. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. We begin the newscast with the Health Department confirming the country's first case of the Omicron subvariant BA.4. The DOH says it was detected in an asymptomatic Filipino traveler who flew in from the Middle East last May 4. The agency assures the public they have been coordinating with the concerned local government units since the confirmation. Omicron BA.4 is considered a variant of concern by the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control. Although it could spread faster, experts abroad have not seen any changes in severity compared to other subvariants. COVID-19 Task Force Advisor Dr. Ted HERBOSA assures the public of enough supply of COVID-19 shots for the second booster. This came after the initial rollout of the second booster jab for immunocompromised individuals last month. Senior citizens and frontliners were eventually allowed to receive theirs just last week.
Tuloy-tuloy, no? Itong second booster shot natin, malaking bagay ito para magamit yung ating stock. Almost 90 million pa yata ang available, no?
Meanwhile, HERBOSA said there's no need to close the country's borders amid the threat of monkeypox. He noted that it has been around for decades and is not a, quote, mystery illness like COVID-19 before. For him, what's important is for the public to continue following the minimum health standards.
Hindi dapat tayong matakot dahil bigla na lang may report ang WHO sa ibang bansa. Basta importante ay aware tayo about sanitation and cleanliness, hygiene.
Let's talk more about these health developments with infectious disease specialist Dr. Rotjin Solante. He's now joining us live via Zoom. Dr. Solante, good evening.
Hi, Angela. Good evening.
What do you know so far about the transmissibility and severity of Omicron BA.4 subvariant?
Well, BA.4, Angela, no? This is still under the Omicron, the parent Omicron variant of concern. And being a sublineage, it has been proven based on neutralization and tests that this virus with its heavy mutation is very transmissible, more transmissible than the Omicron, the parent Omicron variant of concern. And it is also possible that our vaccines, especially for those who have been vaccinated for more than 3-4 months ago or even 5 months, cannot anymore be protected with this infection and can still get the infection. But one good thing about the data is that in countries where B4 and B5 is already in existence, like India and South Africa, the cases are going high, but it did not cause any increase in the cases that were admitted. So which means that its ability to cause severe infection may not be as high as that compared to the Delta variant that we experienced last year.
So can you say that this wouldn't drive us into another COVID-19 surge, Doc?
Well, that's always a possibility, Angela, no? Because of being highly transmissible, we may experience the same what India or South Africa had experienced, but the hospitalization rate I hope that will still be very viable, and there will be no mortality will be lower.
Exactly, but having said that, how do you think the government should approach the emergence of this new Omicron subvariant?
Well, that's a good question, because this is what we always communicated, no? That what we're doing since the emergence of the Omicron is that 3 important things that we need to continue. 1, vaccination. now we have recommended for the booster for the general public, and that's precisely what we want everyone to be getting. But the problem now, our uptake of the first booster is still low. So I hope this variants of concern that has occurred now will encourage everyone to get the vaccine. Second, we need to continue with our health protocol. So everything must be in place and there should be no letdown in terms of the health protocol. And number three, we should also ramp up testing. So if you are symptomatic and you need to be diagnosed, you need to be tested also so that we will know if you had the variant of concern. And of course, it's important. Contact tracing will still be very important at this point in time with this new variant of concern.
So we still stick to the test, trace, and isolate, and all of those things that you mentioned earlier. But what are your insights on our current COVID-19 trend? Should we expect the cases to increase further? Because we saw an increase right after the elections, Doc.
Yes, we will expect that to increase, especially now with we have the BA 2.12.1 and the BA4, and I think in areas with a low vaccination rate, we need to monitor this, or in areas where there is really a higher density of population, where everybody now is working, and yeah, I know, I think that will be an important factor to consider also. Why there is an expectations, there are predictions from experts that the next 2 to 4 weeks will be very important in terms of monitoring the cases that we have now.
Now, on the emergence of this so-called monkeypox, do you agree with Dr. Herbosa's statement that there's no need to close our borders yet?
Yes, for now, there's no need. It's just important that we increase the awareness among our population about this monkeypox. No? Proper information in order for us to anticipate that if one has symptoms on this, it's important that they have to be isolated. They have to report this to the health authorities so that proper management will be done. So not to increase, contact tracing is also is important as this, no? Because of its ability to transmit other individual due to close contact.
Right, but I was wondering, Doc, is smallpox vaccine effective against the disease? And do you know other treatments available at this point?
Yes, it's an important prevention, no? But it's not readily available because we have already eradicated smallpox globally, no?
Right.
So the current direction now is really prevention of transmission from one person to the other by reporting of the cases and contact tracing.
All right, and lastly, Doc, how would a potential, let's say, a monkeypox detection here in the Philippines affect our COVID-19 pandemic recovery?
Well, COVID is different because it's something that is also associated with. We have experienced a lot of the COVID before that. When it becomes very high, there's also a high possibility somebody will have a severe infection, like the vulnerable population. That's also a possibility with monkeypox, but I don't see monkeypox being as widespread as that of COVID, and I don't see it a very important problem as of now. But again, it's early to say because we don't know how this virus behave, how this infection will behave, especially in our country where the healthcare setting is really fragile.
All right, on that note, thank you so much, Dr. Rodgin Solante, infectious disease specialist.
Thank you, Angela.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I am Angela Lagunzad. The National Wages and Productivity Commission affirms the wage hike orders of several regional boards. A monthly wage increase of 1,000 pesos for domestic workers in Region 2 or the Cagayan Valley has been approved. This brings their minimum monthly pay to 5,000 pesos. Meanwhile, the minimum wage in Region 4B or Mimaropa has been increased to as much as 355 pesos. Private employees in Region 12 or Soxargen will likewise see an increase of at least 368 pesos. The Labor Department says the hike will take effect 15 days after its publication. Several personalities and the government paid tribute to veteran actress Susan Roses following her passing on Friday. Actress Lovie Poe, who is the daughter of the late Fernando Poe Jr. with Rowena Moran, shared a heartfelt post on social media. She also sent condolences to Senator Grace Poe, whom she referred to as Ate Grace. Senator Lito Lapid, meanwhile, looked back on his time with Roses while filming Ang Probinsyano. He also thanked the actress for being an inspiration. Malacanang has also honored the Queen of Philippine Movies, saying her passing is, quote, truly a big loss for the country's entertainment industry. Team Philippines has jumped to the 4th spot at the 31st SEA Games, besting Singapore. As of 17:15 p.m., the country has clinched 199 medals, which include 47 golds, 67 silvers, and 87 bronzes. The Philippines has earlier slid down in the medal rankings, but the country will continue to look to improve its standing by securing more gold in the remaining games. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit also our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. This has been Angela Lagunzad. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.